Hello friends, this video on light, reflection and refraction part 3 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 2 before going ahead with part 3. So now that we have talked about what is reflection of light, let us talk about spherical mirrors. What are spherical mirrors? As the name suggests, what do you think? What can it be? It has to be a mirror, right? Spherical, that means maybe the mirror is spherical in shape, right? That is the only possibility which we can assume from its name, right? So spherical mirror is a part of a reflective spherical surface. That means if you look at this picture here, you have a big sphere which is made up of, which is nothing but a mirror. I mean, you can imagine it is something like it is a sphere. You can imagine any sphere like your football, but that football is a kind of a mirror. I mean, you can see your image on that. Here you can see that the people who are standing here, they can see their images on this, right? So spherical mirror is a part of a reflective spherical surface. That means it is a spherical surface which is reflective. That means which is capable of reflection, right? Okay. Now there are various types of spherical mirrors. The major two types of spherical mirrors are concave mirror and convex mirror. So these are the two types of spherical mirrors, concave and convex. So what is a concave mirror? Concave mirror is the one which is silvered on the inside of sphere. So generally when we talk about this spherical mirrors, these the mirrors which you see, they are concave mirrors and convex mirrors are something which we use in our day-to-day life, but they are not exactly in the shape of a sphere. It is basically a part of the sphere. For example, you see this mirror, right? It is in the form of a sphere. But let us suppose this is a sphere. So you just take a part of this spherical mirror. So what will happen? It will look somewhat like this. It is a part of that entire spherical surface, right? So spherical mirror is basically a part of that entire spherical surface which is reflective in nature, right? So when I talk about a concave mirror, it is silvered on the inside of sphere. That means if you see, this is my concave mirror. Wherever silvered means, which portion is called silvered? Silvered is the portion where the mirror actually is. I mean, in front of which you stand. For example, at your home, you have a mirror, right? When you place the mirror in front of you, the front part of the mirror where you can see your image, that is the silvered side of the mirror. So when I talk about a concave mirror, the inside surface of the sphere is silvered. As you can see here, this portion is silvered, inside part is silvered. So the other part, that is the back of the mirror, is denoted by these lines. This is how we represent a concave mirror. So that means the person, whoever is the object, has to be present on this side, so that this is your silvered portion and you can see your image, right? Similarly, when we talk about a convex mirror, it is silvered on the outside of the sphere, right? So in this case, if you see, if this is a part of a sphere, right? So the outside portion of the sphere, for example, this is a sphere, right? So in case of convex mirror, the outside is silvered. That means the inside is not silvered. So this portion is. So if you look at the diagram which I have here, it is similar to that, right? So the outside portion is silvered. So the object or the person is standing on this side. So you understand what is a concave mirror and what is a convex mirror. So let me repeat once again. Spherical mirror means it is a part of a spherical surface which is reflective in nature. That means which is capable of reflection. There are two types of spherical mirrors, concave and convex. When I talk about a concave mirror, it is silvered on the inside of the sphere. When I talk about a convex mirror, it is silvered on the outside of the sphere, right? So it is very important to remember which is a concave mirror and which is a convex mirror. Please do not get confused with this. So you can use a memory tip to remember which one is concave and which one is convex. If you remember this word, if you look at this word concave, you have cave in it. Cave means, all of you know, right, what is a cave? Cave means you call it as what you call as gufa, right? So cave means when you enter inside something. So that is what the inside is sphere. So wherever you have this word cave, you have inside. That means the inside is silvered. So that is concave. And the other one, that is convex, is outside is silvered. So now let us look at some of the terminologies related to a spherical mirrors, because now we are going to study about, our objective right now is to study about reflection of light by spherical mirrors. How reflection takes place by spherical mirrors and how image formation takes place in spherical mirrors. So for that we should be aware of some terminologies related to the spherical mirrors. So the first term is pole. What is pole of a spherical mirror? It is the center of the reflecting surface. So let us suppose if I have this spherical mirror. Which mirror is this? Whether it is a concave or convex, the inside is silvered, right? So inside means cave. That means it is a concave mirror. So center of the reflecting surface. This is my reflecting surface. So the center of this reflecting surface is called pole. That means this point is pole. It is generally denoted by a capital P. The next is center of curvature, which is denoted by a capital C. It is the center of the sphere of which the mirror is a part. As I mentioned before also, spherical mirror is part of a spherical surface. So if you look at it, this spherical mirror is also a part of some sphere like this, correct? So the center of this sphere is known as the center of curvature. So that means for this mirror, this is the center of curvature, that is denoted by a capital C. Next is radius of curvature. So it should be on similar lines as center of curvature. So radius of curvature is the radius of the sphere of which the mirror is a part. So that means radius of this sphere. So this radius would be known as the radius of curvature. Next is principal axis. It is the line joining the pole with the center of curvature. That means this line is known as principal axis. So you understand the difference. This distance is radius of curvature, but this line is known as the principal axis. So the principal axis can extend this way. So this line is called as principal axis, but the distance is this distance. That is the distance between the center of curvature and pole is known as the radius of curvature. Right? Okay. The next one is principal focus. It is a very important term and it is a very important concept as well. So what is principal focus? Principal focus is a point on principal axis where the rays of light incident on the mirror parallel to the principal axis converge or appear to converge. Okay, so there is something important to understand here. So first part you understood that principal focus is a point on principal axis. Okay, what happens then? Let us suppose, for now I am considering a concave mirror. Let us suppose this is a concave mirror. So in your books you have representation like this. So this blue region is same as this, right? So this is your concave mirror. These are the incident rays, right? Because these rays are incident on the mirror. So they are incident rays. And what are my reflected rays? After striking the mirror, they are bouncing back. So these are my reflected rays. Correct? So it says that principal focus is a point on principal axis where the rays of light incident on the mirror parallel to the principal axis. So where is my principal axis? This is my principal axis. So if you see, the incident rays are parallel to the principal axis. When they fall on the mirror, after reflection, there is a point where they converge. So they are all meeting at one point. So this point is known as the principal focus and it is generally denoted by a capital F. This is my principal focus. So this point was pole. This point was center of curvature and this is now principal focus, right? So what is principal focus? It is the point where the incident rays which are parallel to the principal axis after reflection converge or appear to converge. So in this case, in case of concave mirror, the rays of light actually converge. Then why did we use this term appear to converge? That is the scenario for convex mirror, because in case of convex mirror, what happens when incident rays parallel to the principal axis strikes the mirror, they get reflected in this way. I mean, they get separated away from each other. Here what did you see? After reflection, all the reflected rays came towards each other. They all converged to a point. But in this case, these are my reflected rays, right? So these reflected rays, if you see, they are going away from each other. So it doesn't look like that these rays will ever meet with each other. But if you extrapolate it towards the back, you see that they are not actually converging here, right? Because they are moving away from each other, but they appear to converge at this point. So for convex mirror, we define this point as the principal focus. So that is why when we write a general definition for principal focus, we say that it is the point or the principal axis where the rays of light incident on the mirror parallel to the principal axis after reflection either converge, as in case of concave mirrors, or they appear to converge, as in case of convex mirror. So that means in case of concave mirror, the reflected rays are actually converging at the principal focus, but in convex mirror, the reflected rays are actually diverging, but they appear to converge at, or they are virtually converging at the principal focus, right? Please understand this slide very clearly, because understanding principal focus is a very important concept. So now let us see another important thing. So just now I told something very important. In case of concave mirror, what happens? The incident rays have a tendency that after reflection, they will converge at a point. And that is why concave mirror is also known as the converging mirror, because it has a tendency to converge the rays after reflection. Whereas in case of convex mirrors, what happens? The incident ray, after striking the mirror, they tend to diverge away from each other. And that is why this is known as a diverging mirror. So often it is asked in your question that which is a converging mirror, concave or convex. So you should remember all these things. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.